Hey friends, Will here, back for another video, and today I want to talk to you about a tiny little LED video light from Commlite called the CM-L50. So let's get into it. We're going to unbox it. I'm going to talk to you about my experience of using it, and that's about it. I've been looking for a little LED video light for a little while now, and it seems in the last 12 months the market is kind of flooded with different options. A lot of people have heard of the Aputure AL-M9, which is a really popular choice, but for some people that might be a little bit out of budget. So I thought I'd have a look at some of the cheaper alternatives that are available, and for the sort of few times when these lights can really come in handy, maybe you don't want to spend the money on something sort of more capable. So Commlite reached out to me. They said they wanted to send me this little light for testing and review. So here it is, the Commlite CM-L50, and it's a pretty nice little light. I've had a chance to play with it. Let's unbox it first, and then I'll talk to you about some of the positives and not so positives about this product. So the product comes in this cardboard box, nothing much to report, apart from on the back it says it can be used on DSLRs, it shows it on a little smartphone grip and also on a selfie stick. That in itself suggests to me that they're not really targeting the pro video market with this. It's more for people that are looking to get a little bit of light on their smartphone videos and photos, but that said, it does say on the packaging that the light is rated for CRI 95, so in theory it's got good colour reproduction and it's quite bright, 10,800 lux. I'm not sure how you would actually test that though. I mean, it is a bright little light, and as the name suggests, it's called the CM-L50. That is because it has got 50 LEDs in the front of it. What you get in the box, the actual light itself, which is very, very small, about the size of a credit card in the face, and about just over a centimetre thick. So it is really small, really light. It's got a plastic body with a small metal thread in the bottom so that it can go onto a light stand or tripod, whatever you want to fix it to. And it's got like this silver face to it. It's got power button at the top, and it's got a plus and minus button on the left hand side and a micro USB to easily charge it. You can also run the light from the USB so you can have it plugged into a power bank and still operate the light. It says on the website that it's got 8 increments from darkest to brightest. I count 7, but maybe my counting's not so great, but even so, that is ample in order to step through and find the brightness that you want for any use case. You can step the brightness, so single clicks and it will step through, or you can just hold down the button and it will fade right up to brightest or down to the dullest. Also in the box you get 3 different colour diffusers which clip on. You get a diffuser, just a white diffuser. I'm not sure actually how effective that really is at diffusing light, but I can imagine it might just reduce any of the reflection that you get from having 50 LEDs. This does soften it slightly, but don't go hoping for extremely soft light with that diffuser. You also get a cool blue filter, sort of a daylight, I guess they're trying to replicate daylight with that, and then you get a warm sort of tungsten filter, the orange filter. These clip onto the front of the light quite easily. That does, however, mean that you can't necessarily put your own gels onto this light. You are sort of stuck with the 3 that they've given you, or none at all. Not necessarily a deal breaker, but worth mentioning. Also in the packet you get a small mobile phone mount, little springy mount like so that you can attach the light to this and then attach it to your smartphone. Again, that really sort of shows what they're targeting here with this product. You also get a small USB to micro USB charging cable, so you can plug it into your laptop or a power bank to charge it. And then you get a couple of attachments. So you've got here a cold shoe mount, so you can put that straight into the light and you can attach the light to the top of your camera. Or you get this other threaded bracket which allows you to put it onto a light stand, a friction arm, anything really with that standard thread size on it. That is what you get in the packet. Let's talk about some of the positives of this light. It's incredibly bright and it's incredibly light. To be able to just chuck this in your camera bag and always have a small sort of light if ever you're doing like some B-roll or you just need a bit of a background light is really handy. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using this as a key light for video, but in a pinch it would be better than nothing. This is an example of the Commlite L50 being used as a key light. As I said before, I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but if you've got nothing else, then actually it's perfectly usable light. If I turn the light off for a second, then you can see without the light I am in pretty much pitch black. I've got just my background lights behind me, and yeah, it's, you know, it works. Yeah, I can't say that's the main use that I'm going to use it. I'll probably use this as a sort of rim light, so maybe put it above my head to sort of light a video like that, or above a subject in an interview, or perhaps you could pop it in the background of your video. So I've got the tungsten on at the moment. You can see it's pretty bright. Maybe I want to, you know, have a bit of interest in the background. So that is one way of using it. And I really like the way that it's got the battery status on the back, which shows you how much battery you've got left. So that's really handy to have. Pretty versatile with the thread and because of its size. And the battery life seems pretty good. I think it's got a 1000 milliamp hour battery, so it's not going to last all day, but it certainly should give you sort of a couple of hours of filming when needed. And the fact that you can charge it on a power bank or use it from a power bank means that actually even if the battery does run out, as long as you've got a power bank, you can easily keep going with it. So that's a nice feature. Build quality, it is plastic, but it does feel well made. Feels like you could chuck it around a bit. You wouldn't need to necessarily protect it in the camera bag. Yeah, I think as a cheap, small LED light, it seems pretty good to me. Now for the not so positives. It has the 1000 milliamp hour battery is slightly smaller than some of the competitors that are available. If battery life is essential to you, you might want to consider spending just a little bit more money and getting something with a slightly larger battery. Also, this is not weather sealed. I mean, a light of this price, I wouldn't expect it to. So it's a bit probably unfair on Commlite to say, oh, it's not weather sealed, because I wouldn't expect it to be. It is just a consideration though, if you're using this for sort of vlogging or run and gun, depending on the environment that you're in, you would just need to be a little bit careful, because if you got moisture into the LEDs on the front, then I think they would deteriorate quite quickly. Another minor bugbear that I have with this is these clip-on filters. They are not impossible to get on and off, but they're not, sometimes, I mean, I'm trying to demonstrate now and it's actually working completely fine, but sometimes I have found, maybe when I've been biting my fingernails or something disgusting like that, I just can't get my finger in to take the diffusers off. But more of an issue with the diffusers for me is the fact that you can't swap them out for other gels. I mean, in theory, you could cut a gel and put it behind this white diffuser, but then you're also going to be losing some light source through the surface of that diffuser. I know a couple of the competitors have a slightly more elegant way of attaching gels, so it might be worth checking them out if you plan on using this for kind of creative instances where you are going to want those gels to be used. So yeah, there's some pros and cons of the light. I think if you don't want to spend the extra money for some of the competitors, then actually, and it's for occasional use, then I think this is quite a good little product. So that's my quick review of the Commlite CM-L50 LED video light. I hope you found that useful. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, drop them in a comment down below. And if you like this sort of thing, filmmaking, gear reviews, my general journey as I learn filmmaking and improve all of the time, then consider subscribing to the channel. I do regular videos and you'll get notified when I next upload. Thanks for watching, and other than that, I'll see you next time.